Several months ago, I introduced the Zeroswap protocol, which is a multi-chain trading protocol that allows you to have multiple chain access, zero fees, and gasless transactions with your decentralized finance experience. In today's video, we are following up with Zeroswap because they have released their long-awaited bridge that will allow you to transfer Z tokens from the ERC20 Ethereum network over to the Matic and Polygon network. Not only that, but there's a special partnership between Z and DFYN that will allow you to dual farm these tokens and earn up to an 80% APR. So in today's video, I'll cover all the updates, show you what you need to know so you can be up to date on all of the latest cryptocurrency information. Hey everyone, and welcome. In today's video, what I want to do is show you exactly how to roll your ERC20Z from that Ethereum standard over to Polygon. Now, one thing I want to be clear about, you might hear me say Polygon, you might hear me say Matic Network. They both mean the same thing. It's just two different terms. So Matic was kind of the old standard. Now it's called Polygon, but if I flip-flop the terms, it means the same thing. So on the left, I've got this official guide to rolling your ERC20Z over to Polygon. On the right, I'm actually going to go through the steps so that we can follow along and make sure that we're doing everything right. So they just start off with the announcement saying that the bridge is now live. And again, like I say right here, it's anticipated Matic Network bridge. So Matic, Polygon, don't get confused by the terms. What they're going to be doing is showing us how to roll this ERC20Z over to Polygon. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to go to their bridge, and it gives us a little bit of the details here, and it says that we need two separate things. First, before we do any of this, we're going to need ERC20Z, and second, we're going to need to configure our MetaMask to use Polygon. So what they have here is they've got the easy guide to helping us set this up. Now, I will show you how to do it manually, and then I will also show you a quick shortcut. So doing this manually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my MetaMask, and I'm going to cancel that out. What I want to do when I'm adding a network is I want to click on this little colorful icon and click Settings. And then I want to scroll down to Networks, and I'm going to add a network, and we're going to call it Matic, or you can call it Polygon, whichever you choose. And we're simply going to copy and paste all of these fields into the respective places. So this new URL is going to be copy paste, chain ID is going to be 137, currency symbol is MATIC. And then the block explorer, we can simply copy this link address as well and save that as the Matic network. Now, that's the official way to do it. That's the way the guide is telling us. However, I have found a shortcut that I do want to share. If you want a shortcut, if you want something a little bit easier, and again, this isn't the official way, it's not the way that's listed in the guide, but it can save you some time or make it easier for you. If you go to DFYN Exchange, you can actually click Switch to Matic, and what it will do, I've already converted it, so it's not going to do it, but if I hadn't already built in my Polygon network, it would basically pre-fill all of this, and you would just have to accept it, and it would create that network for you within your MetaMask. So we're going to make sure that for now we are on Matic, and we're going to go back to this guide. So transfer Z ERC20 to mint Z on Matic. Now, when you transfer, this is automatically going to be minted over for you on Polygon on Matic. Now, obviously, we're going to need some Z on ERC20 to start off with. So to do that, we're first going to have to get a hold of this on Ethereum. Then we're going to switch it. We're going to roll it over to Polygon. So first step, obviously, I'm going to want to go to Uniswap. And again, to use Uniswap, I am going to have to be on the Ethereum network. And what I want to do is I want to find ZEE. And when we're doing this, when we're having to import some of these tokens, we want to be absolutely sure that we are working with the right tokens. So you have an easy way of verifying this. It says that this is coming from the CoinGecko token list, but a quick way to check what you can see they have here, they have their ERC20 token contract. So let's just pull that up on Etherscan. And what we can see is that the contract ends with the last decimals of 4 Charlie 5 here. You could go through and verify the whole thing, but as long as the last couple digits line up, I'm convinced that it is the same token. So we're going to go ahead and import that, and then we're going to go from 0.01 Ethereum to that Z token, no liquidity. This is kind of an issue that's still ongoing with a lot of people still not migrating from version 2 of Uniswap all the way over to version 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to click here, and it's going to take us right back to version 2. Not a big deal here at all. What it's saying is that for 0.01 Ethereum, we're going to get about 40 Z tokens or a balance of about $25. Now, we have to go through We are still operating on Ethereum, so we are going to have to pay those Ethereum gas fees. So we're going to hit swap. We are going to confirm this swap. Again, it goes through all the different details. We're going directly from Ethereum to Z. We're doing a slippage tolerance of about 0.5%. All the details are there for you. If you know how to use Uniswap, you've seen this before. If not, we have a separate video on how to use Uniswap itself. So what I want to do is I want to use an average gas fee. That always seems to work really well for me, giving a good balance of quick confirmation time, but also not spending more gas than I need to. I don't really like going with slow gas because you could be waiting hours, and I don't really like going with fast because you are going to get confirmed quick, but you might spend way more than you need to. Alrighty, it says that transaction is approved, so we can see that it has went through. And then if we go to our MetaMask, what we should see is we should see those Z tokens sitting in our wallet. If not, we can go through and then we can add those. So we're going to simply type for ZEE, and I'm not being able to add them in just yet. So what I'm going to do, and this is a quick tip for any of you that are adding anything to MetaMask, if you get a token from a transfer, a trade, you don't see it in your MetaMask wallet, if your transaction went through on the blockchain, it's still there. It's in your wallet. You might not be able to see it, but don't freak out. Don't think that you lost your money. It is still there. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you the absolutely easiest way of adding your tokens to MetaMask. And all you're going to do for this, you're going to go to CoinGecko. You're going to look for the token that you want to add. And then it has a little button here that says add to MetaMask. That is all you have to do. You don't have to go through and add the decimals, the token symbol, anything like that. You simply add it. It's going to be added right into your MetaMask. Now, if we go back to MetaMask, we look under our assets, we will see that we have those Z tokens listed now. So that's a helpful tip. It's great for Z, but it's really great for any other tokens that you're operating with as well. So getting back, now that we have those Z tokens, we can actually go through this process of swapping. So we've got our Z tokens, we've got our MetaMask set up to operate on Polygon or the Matic Network, whichever you prefer to call it. What we're actually going to go through now is the swap itself. So steps to transfer ERC20Z to mint the Z Matic. It says open the Zeroswap Matic Chain Bridge. And what we're going to do is I'm going to directly copy this link address because I want to make 100% sure that we are operating on the correct place. And it says we need to connect our MetaMask to the Ethereum network. So we are connected, and you can verify that we are on Ethereum right here. And it has our total ERC20 balance. What we're going to do, we are not going from a Binance Smart Chain. We are going to Polygon. So we want to go from ERC20 to Polygon. We want to enter the amount of tokens. Now, it can be a little bit confusing because I tried to transfer and it's blocked out. Even though it shows your balance here, you actually have to go down here and enter the amount, then you'll be able to transfer. So make sure you go down here, enter the amount. You could enter the full amount, you could enter a partial amount, whatever you want to do. We're going to transfer that. And again, we are operating on Ethereum. So when you're on Ethereum, anytime you're using one of these bridges to go from Ethereum, even if you're going to a network with no fees, to get off that Ethereum, you're still going to have to use a transaction fee. So yes, again, we're going to go with this average transaction fee. We're going to save that and confirm. Now, one thing that I do want to point out, it says here, ignore the notification that says we're transferring your tokens to the Binance Smart Chain, as it will be rectified. So if you're doing this and if you've selected Polygon, Matic Network, as I said, remember you have to switch from BSC, from Binance Smart Chain, to Polygon. If you've done that and you still get a message that says you're going to Binance Smart Chain, don't worry about that. That's just an error that they are working on fixing. So again, we're still waiting for this to go through and process. And it says once completed, it will reflect automatically on the Matic side of the bridge. Alrighty, so right now that transaction has went through, but it looks a little bit scary because we're sitting here, we're looking at our MetaMask wallet, and we do not see any kind of assets, anything like that inside this. So what we need to do is we need to go through and we need to add a custom token. So unfortunately, I know with CoinGecko, you can import these tokens directly to your Ethereum MetaMask, but for Polygon, we're going to have to build it in manually. So we're simply going to go to add token. We're going to just copy everything over directly. So we're going to go to the contract address. We're going to copy that. We're going to paste it. The token symbol is going to be a ZEE, and it automatically pre-fills those decimals of precision. We're going to hit next, and then we're going to add those tokens. So those funds are now sitting there. They are in our wallet. We do have them. If I flip MetaMask over to the Matic Network under this Assets tab, you can see that we do have a little bit of Z. Now, Now, it did take several minutes for this to update, for it to be reflected. So I know I went through, I showed you how to build in the Z token into your MetaMask. I showed you how to do all of that. And even after that, I still wasn't seeing it for a minute. So I started to get a little bit worried. But once I refreshed this, I gave it a few minutes, it did populate. So with that being said, that is the bridge from that ERC20Z over to the Matic Network. So why does this matter? So the reason that this matters is because, remember, Zeroswap is intending to become a multi-chain protocol. So we've got Ethereum, we've got the Matic Network, we've got Polygon, BSC, Binance Smart Chain, hopefully being added soon. But again, with a lot of these projects, and again, this is something I always like to point out, projects always say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And it's important to actually come back and evaluate these projects on what they're actually able to deliver. So them hitting this milestone, them being able to actually deliver this bridge is a good step in that direction. So although the main purpose of this video was to show you how to roll your ERC20Z over onto Polygon, over onto the Matic Network, there's one important feature that I absolutely do not want you to miss out on, and that is a dual farming partnership between Z and DFYN. So as you can see here on this announcement, until the 26th of July, you will be able to get up to 80% APR on this dual farming strategy. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you how it works, even though I won't actually be depositing any Z into this protocol. So what you can see here on their page, and I know they advertised this rate as 80%, but what you can see here, DFYN Z farming is currently listed at 497%. Now, we have Z in our wallet. However, to contribute to this, you have to have DFYN Z liquidity provider tokens. So I've kind of got to work backwards and show you how this works. So in order to deposit liquidity provider tokens, you first need to have provided liquidity. In order to provide liquidity, you first need to have equal amounts of Z and DFYN. So this is just like Uniswap, this is like PancakeSwap, any of these other kind of decentralized exchange liquidity pools where you have to deposit equal amounts of two separate pairs. So what we can do, we simply enter the max amount of Z and it tells us how much DFYN we would need to put into that liquidity pool. Now, currently, I don't have DFYN, and this is really my first time operating on Polygon, so I don't have any Matic tokens either to carry out these transactions. But what you would want to do, you would want to make sure that you have equal amounts of those, and then you would deposit that liquidity, obviously providing whatever transactions are necessary to do that. Once you have those liquidity provider tokens, then you can go back and you can stake those LP tokens for those rewards. So again, kind of a dual strategy here where you have the ability to get both rewards in DFYN as well as Z. And again, that's something that, as we saw from their Twitter, stated rate of 80%. However, as you can see here, the actual rate in practice is significantly higher than that. So not telling you to do it, not telling you not to do it, but it's definitely something at least worth considering to see if it might be right for you. So just wrapping everything up, a lot of big progress here with Zeroswap. And again, I really like going back and kind of checking up on some of these projects, you know, because a lot of projects will promise a lot of great things in their white paper and then they kind of fizzle out or they start delaying their roadmap. So it was really great for me to be able to go back, actually see this bridge being put into practice and go through and test it out to see that it actually does work, that they're actually delivering on some of those things that they talk about in their white paper, in their documentation. So on top of that, you've got the ability to earn this incredibly high APR by providing to the DFYN Z farming. So overall, a lot of great things happening here with Zeroswap. Once again, nothing is financial advice. It's for information purposes and for you to make your own decisions about what is right for you in cryptocurrency. As always, I'd like to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you next time.